Good morning. How are you doing today? Good? That's good. Me? Well, I'm blessed and a little stressed, but that'll fade. Now, what's today's topic going to be about? Today's topic is going to be about Philippians chapter 2, verses 3 and 4. Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind let each esteem each other better than themselves. Look not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others. Now, what does this mean? So, let nothing be done through strife or vainglory. So this means essentially do not act out of, well, anger, or seeking the glory for yourself, being selfish, right? To be selfless, right? Which means less of self, right? And nowadays, people get upset at pretty much anything. You say one thing about their dog, you say one thing about, their foot, like, it's just insane. They get so triggered over just seemingly words, when words don't mean anything. Yes, the words themselves have intention behind them, but it's the speaker who means something, not the words. And, you can tell because you can honestly see how they say it and why they do it, right? For instance, let's say someone insults you. Well, don't lash out at them. Just say, well, I'm sorry you feel that way. And, I'll pray for you and hope you have a nice day. You don't have to snap back and say, what did you do? Why did you say that? You're horrible, a piece of crap. You don't have to go after them like that. It's explicitly what this verse is telling you not to do. Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory. So don't be the first guy to take all the credit. It's like, oh, I did that. It's all on me. It's all good. No. It's never all us, except when we fail, because that's all on us. He doesn't build failures. He doesn't make failures. Just because you failed does not make you a failure. Just because you made a mistake does not make you a mistake. It just means you're human. And if anything, it's a good sign that you're concerned. Why is that? Well, because if you really were hardened of heart, you wouldn't care. But when you're saved, you see the world differently, right? You no longer see people as these frustrating pieces of filth, but you see them as people in need of help. You begin to see the world in a shade of love, not hate, because, well, sinning against people is hating people. That's why, Christ was associated with love, right? For he loved others, he served others. But when you're serving yourself, you're hating others, and you're sinning, to hate someone is like murdering someone, right? And, while we might not equate that literally, I hate you doesn't mean I want to kill you. Like, that doesn't mean the same thing to our understanding, but to his understanding, it basically does in terms of sinning, right? It's all bad. It's not good, right? And that's why verse 4 it says, look not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others, right? Don't be so focused on yourself. It's one thing for improvement and, to be constructive and work on yourself. That's good. But don't think that you're the reason you're succeeding. You aren't. Christ is. He lived and died so we can live and have a future, right? He died so that we can die. Not physically, but, we are going to die physically at some point. But to ourselves, to sin, right? To our flesh. Because that way we get it out of the way. And every day it's a battle. And just because you fight a battle doesn't mean you have to lose it. And just because you lose one battle doesn't mean you lose the war. In fact, we're told we win. Not because of us, but because whose side we're on. Jesus. He wins. That's why the enemy goes so hard. Just think about it this way. The reason the enemy goes so hard after you, well, think of a thief. Does a thief go into an abandoned house or a rich house? No. A thief targets the most valuable. So what does that mean? You are valuable to him. That's what that means.